What do you think of that plug-in idea? Oh, we're on the air. Hey, folks, this is Jonathan and Bill. I put review of Zoom, but we can talk a little bit about some of the other things. But I do want to review Zoom and figure out, I'll be doing two things with Zoom. We've got a paid account with Karen, and she's a broker here in Nevada, and I'm a broker just over the line in California. So I'm going to do an unpaid account and compare those this week, and see what the differences are. And I think I know what some of those differences are. Not much. So that said, I like to review it. And I like to get your input too, Jonathan, on this. I'm going to drop the link in here, make this work. See if it'll come up over here on Google Plus. So we'll have at least people over on Blab coming by.
Your feed on Blab is not showing.
I'm just loading it right now. I see you up there still.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, I'm not. I can't. I'm not logged in. I'm not on Blab.
I'm trying to get the.
You're not logged in either.
I can see. No, I can see myself. I'm logged in.
Oh, well, I'll refresh this.
I'm logged in. This Blab is really weird. I think it has problems itself. I'm trying to drop in the link to the show, and it's not dropping in right now. Let me try one more time, and we'll just do it without it. I like to get it to work.
Yeah, sure.
Let me try one more thing. I dropped it in here. I'm going to try to pin it. I'm going to pin it in here and see. I pinned it a second ago. There, I pinned it and it worked. So you have to pin it. It didn't work unless I pinned it. So I'm going to cut this off. It's working now. So we're up over there. Can you see it? Do you see it, Jonathan?
Okay, now. Yeah, I see it now.
I just shut up. So you see it. So that's me pinning it. So you talk. See if you'll pop up.
Hello.
Okay, I'm just going to iconize this down. I'm actually shut down all this other stuff. Thanks for shutting the door. See, my wife should be doing real estate right now, not here. It's easy not to do real estate when you're an agent. That's why I'm not active. Like I was active for a period of time. I know how much work it is. You got to really be out there. So anyway, I've got this incognito site. Here, I'm not talking about Marshall. Sorry, WordPress. So let's look at Zillow. I'm going to clean this up. Okay, she's not signed in. She's signed in over here, though. We'll buy now. Interesting. So it's funny. I think the web page was free, and today I think they want to charge like $10 for that Zillow web site. It just looks like WordPress to me, hosted by them. Okay, you ready to start looking at Zillow?
What, $10 a month, you mean, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 10, but it was free last night. I was looking at it. I was in the back side of it on her account, but maybe that's because I'm an incognito. Let me go and stick this page up. That's a ScreenFlow open. So there's an incognito Zillow site. I'm going to go incognito too over here. Premier agent, she signed in. I don't know if she signed Resource Agent Center. I don't know if I know if she signed in or not. Let me just try straight Zillow here. Set it up ahead of time, ideally. Okay, Zillow, Agent Hub. Okay, Karen is signed in. So, oops. That's weird. I don't want to be signed in. I'm signing me out. But okay, there's me signed in on the free site. I wonder if I can sign in both sites here. Probably not. If I go Zillow in another window. Think I can sign in under Karen?
You need to use a totally separate browser.
I'll use the other browser. You're right. Let me use Firefox, and so we can get them up here. Zillow. Sign in. And make sure it's not my account. It's good. We're going to have her account and my account up. This is cool. I'm going to screen flow this too. So I'm going to hit screen flow right now and capture everything we're doing. Screen flow is an amazing tool. I'm going to not record myself on this. I'm just going to record this. Okay, I've got my screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're looking right now at, let me see if I can figure out how to organize this here so I can see it. So we're looking at an incognito site on Zillow. No one signed in, and Verdi, that's interesting. You can learn by those little names like that for search.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the ways you search in Zillow. Down here, see these names?
Mm-hmm.
So you're searching just listings in this area. I think this is, as a real estate agent, I think this is a good area to geographically farm, this area right here. That's one thing agents do is they get too broad. You want to geographically knock into an area to farm. So we're on Zillow, and we're just somebody looking. So let's say I want to look at this house. It's her listing right here, which is this one right there. So watch this. This is what I want to show you. Oh, she popped up a second. I've had her not pop up here, but watch this. Watch what's going to happen here. I'm going to put somebody's name in here. I'll put my name. I get 775-233-8065. And then for email, I'm going to get, I've used this one, but I'll use it again. Let's see, rmcnnv@gmail.com. See if it hits again. And watch this. Watch what happens when I say contact an agent. Look what it just did. And that's her listing. And she's paying for the service. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's that kid getting it. Isn't that weird? And she's on that premier service right now. And that's her listing. What do you think of that?
Not a lot.
I'm telling you, if you're working, Zillow is the big, now what they say, they are the place to be right now in the industry. Zillow, that's what they say. And they're making a lot of money, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're getting all the IDX feeds between you and me. So anyway, so that's the first thing to look at here. So that, I mean, we're paying $340 and then this guy pops up. What's the give here? What would you tell people?
Well, I think you have to discuss it with your Zillow rep, and find out what the situation is. If that's the norm, I wouldn't precisely be that happy with that.
So fine, let's go through here. Here's rent. We're not going to sell. We won't worry about that. For sale by agent. They got a lot of for sale by agents. For sale by agent post homes. You can post your own home too on there if you're for sale by owner. And it's worked well when I've used it without paying, just like to rent our house in Modesto. Find an agent. Let's find an agent. So if I hit find an agent right here, I just hit that find an agent. And then Karen, that's the first time I've seen Karen pop up. But see, she, as a new agent without anything, I guess you could get the reviews here because it doesn't show how many listings she has. So even one review will give her 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's huge. This guy's really one of the big players. It's the #1 producer in her office right here, right there. So he's got 32 local reviews, 11 recent sales. That's within a year. Recent sales. Is that geographically? Oh, in this area code, a zip code, excuse me. It's just in that zip code. So that really is knocking down who the producers in that zip code. See the zip code?
Mm-hmm.
So you can figure out, and that's Marshall. See, that's Marshall right there. So these are the top producers, 35, 32. They're in order of numbers. See how that's doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And this is incognito. That's kind of neat. 3, 14. Oh, here's 14, though. That didn't pan out, did it? So it's not that direction. It's a lot of money, by the way. 14 transactions a year is you can survive on that. So anyway, I'll go ahead and we'll look at, if you click her to find her. So I'll definitely get these reviews. I'm going to do it this weekend. She's got 1 sale and she's got 1 listing right now. Here's her listing. And these are her old sales. See here in Modesto? I'm starting to put those in her old transactions in Modesto there. See them?
Mm-hmm.
I'll populate all of that. That's easy to populate. So this is her site, but I wonder what happens when you pop up this for past sales. That just brings up the transaction. So anyway, for you, this is a good tool just to learn about agents. I'm not sure about. So go back here. I'm getting a call. Let me get this call, see who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, this is Bill Conrad. Hi, Dan. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm working on that right now. That's my wife's listing. And what happened, she's a premier provider, and I Googled it and I put in my name and it gave you instead of her the listing. That's a strange thing, isn't it? I'm recording right now. Yeah, and it's been doing that. We were looking at Zillow. I actually do a lot of technical background work and work on site and line. Um, I know you're one of the producer, though. I think I remember. I'm looking. Let me go back and look at the Zillow right now. And yeah, I'm on. Let me go back up on Zillow. So that was me. I just and that you pop. It's interesting that did Jack Cody, by the way, is one of the top guys. So that was her listing. I got it off of Zillow. I'm doing an incognito site on this, and it's her listing. And I just said I want to contact an agent on this property, and she is a premier agent. She's brand new. We just signed it last week. Isn't that weird? How do you like Zillow? Uh-huh. Uh, Jack Cote is a let's see. Let me find you real fast. I'm just said find an agent. Let me try that again. So but it had four people there. It had my wife on top still as the listing agent. She got 14,000 on this initial package. You're paying a good sum of money for that, I take it. I said until you start, we used to have a pretty good sized, robust brokerage in Central California. I said until you start getting some listings and you get all your right. Let me pull up your site if you don't mind. Let me pull up your site real fast. Recording. What? Say your name again, Dan. You, you've been. Are you the one in business 3 years? I'm trying to think, Dan. 3 years. You're doing really well. What's your trick? What are you doing to succeed? Just working. So you've got a lot. Now you're doing well. What did you do before real estate? Really? You like real estate? I'm on incognito. For me, I'm on an incognito. There you are. Oh, I was watching you. You're actually the one person who's trying to study, try to figure out what you're doing. Because I'm a broker in two. My wife's a broker in 2 states. I owned a better home in Gardens. I built 2 subdivisions. So I was vice mayor of city. We moved away, and in Karen, it's been a tough to reestablish over here in Reno to get it set. It's really tough. Are you from Reno originally? Okay, you have 9 reviews in Reno, and all activities. It says 16 when it just comes up to your name when I look. 3 years. It says 3 years experience. I saw you have foreclosures on that. It's a trick too to get more search than foreclosures. So you've actually having some luck with Zillow. One of the people who are having luck. Yeah. Well, that seems high if you got 6 or 7. Now I just went to your website that's on that site and it goes right to Chase, and it's a slow load today, really slow. So you have the Chase website on there. So, well, no, I clicked the website on your agent profile and it went right to Chase. So the website went there, and then you got a blog next. I'm going to click that and looking at the blog, and the blog went to the same place. And you got Facebook, and your Facebook's nice. That's good. It worked. And then you got Twitter. I think I looked at your no. Guess what? Your Twitter link went to your website, and your LinkedIn went to your website too. So anyway, I think I found your homepage. What's your homepage, if you don't mind? I'm recording this too. I'm on ScreenFlow. Are you familiar with ScreenFlow? Google. I should have you on, Reno. You know how Karen has got most of her lead generation? I do a local podcast, and it's worked out real well. And that's where, I mean, she's almost landed some really high-end houses. What is it? I'm going to just put Dan Pittman in search. You hold a second, Dan. I'm putting you on speaker. If you don't mind, I'm recording this though too. We're on
No worries.
all over the place. Dan, I just put you in there in search, and the first search comes up was Chase website, then Zillow, and I'm trying to get to your website. I just put Dan Pittman. I'm going to put Reno in here, tighten it down even more. You had a pretty good search there with how long you been with Chase?
About almost, it'll be 4 years in July.
Okay, so you started with him and stayed with one person, which is good.
Yeah, I just had a few people in the office mentor me, and I stay with them because they're now like sort of family.
That's good. Let me see. So I still haven't found your website yet. So maybe, what's the name of the website?
You tried to go to Reno.
I put Dan Pittman Reno, and Chase came up first, then Zillow, then Facebook, then Reno Tahoe Luxury. That must be it. Is that it? No, that's no Chase. That's a Chase site, isn't it?
Yeah, Reno Tahoe Luxury is mine.
Okay, it says Chase International on the top of it, and it's a slow load. It's loading slow right now.
Yeah,
really slow. I'm on an iMac, a big one with a lot of RAM. Yeah. It's loading super slow. Who's your host? Do you know?
I guess. Well, everything runs through CoreLogic.
Oh, CoreLogic. That's the same people who are doing the backside for Chase, right? CoreLogic.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been trying to get from the support. I've asked Karen a gazillion times to get the AI artwork from Chase so I can produce.
Right, Bill, I've got to go. I'll see you later. Right, then, Bill?
Okay, see you, Don. So I'm trying to get CoreLogic. As Jonathan Denwood, he's a developer on site. We're doing some work. So anyway, it's interesting though. I don't like that when you have a listing. The other thing too, I found I was on another couple of our websites and through the IDX, and there's nothing on about Karen being the listing agent, even through IDX anywhere. The Boomtown, when they were using Boomtown. I've been in the business for 26 years. I went back in the military for 5 and then came back out and started working in new media a little bit. Well, my wife was a broker in both states. We had a little brokerage here, and then she went with Chase. But it's changed so much in 26 years in real estate.
Oh, I bet.
Trying to figure out how to do it. I modeled my best company off of the $1 Million Real Estate Agent in the 90s, in the early 2000s. So Dan, I just pulled it up. It didn't load. It's still loading.
That's bizarre. Well,
so your site's not loading right now. Let me try it again. So it's something Chase. That's CoreLogic.
Yeah, if you just search Reno Tahoe, if you just put in renotahoeluxury.com, it should pop up.
Reno Tahoe Luxury real estate, or just
luxury.com.
Reno. Reno Tahoe. There, let's see.
Just popped up on my phone.
Reno Tahoe Luxury Real Estate. I'm incognito right now.
Not luxury real estate, just renotahoeluxury.com.
Luxury. I'm just putting that in Google. I'm sure I was on the right site, but let me try it. Okay. Very luxury Reno homes pops up. I put Reno Tahoe Luxury, LUX. I'm on incognito too. I mean, you can see this if you want because I'm recording the darn thing.
Oh, yeah, no, it's bizarre. Yeah,
there it popped up. It popped up with Chase. RenoTahoeLuxury.com was your Chase website.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's CoreLogic. I see. That's your site, CoreLogic. You're probably losing a lot of SEO because of that, I'm thinking.
I know. I've been considering a lot of that lately. I meet with someone that's
My wife's got a basic blog, KarenConrad.com, and I've just played around with it. She's actually, if you type in Reno real estate brokers, you'll sometimes she shows up in the top. She's one of the top 2 people in Reno, just Reno real estate brokers. We were playing around map stuff today, mapping, because everything goes through mapping now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And since everyone, yeah, so if you type in Reno real estate brokers, you notice Chase doesn't even come up in the top 3, on the right side. And then you got to go down for more down below. Anyway, I'm just looking. I sorry to bother you. I'm just trying to figure. I'm going to spend a lot of time. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually get into Zillow. I went into Zillow because she had 4 Zillow accounts. I have 1, and I've been gone. And I was just trying to sort them down to 1. And we actually bought into the Zillow plan. So how long have you been using your Zillow product, if you don't mind?
Since last June, I want to say.
I sort of felt like I got sold, that I shouldn't have bought. I normally would not buy something like that. I'd study it a lot more. And I've been studying Zillow for a long time. But Karen's been getting a lot of positives back from Chase that Zillow apparently works.
I've got some good deals from it, but like I said, I have to baby every conversion. It takes a lot of time, but it's working. And then, I mean, you saw how quick I called you. I call people. I just don't stop working, Bill. So.
Oh, I know. I'm the same way. I did really well. My top commission when I was over in California coming back, I built 2 subdivisions. My top commission month was like $55,000. I've ever had.
Good for you.
But I had a brokerage. I'm a big guy in small brokerage with teams. I like Marshall's doing. I may not like what he's doing, but I like the concept of running teams.
Yes.
And building offices. Because then that team, that one person who's getting all the listings credit looks like a superstar. And they have buyers agents and listing agents, which I think is a good model.
Yeah, Mike Wood does the same thing.
So, Mike Wood, yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, he was number 3 in the MLS last year.
So he's got a team. What's his team company?
He's with Remax.
Remax, okay. Well, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm just trying to figure this out. It's nice to meet you sometime. Who are you looking? I don't build websites, but who are you looking for to build websites?
I don't know. One of my friends actually does things. One of my friend's husbands.
What did you?
Has very much success doing things like that, and we're just gonna meet with him because he said he just talked to us about what he's doing. It's basically just a chance for us to dip our toes in the water and just sort of see what he offers, and then give us a chance to sort of then go out and explore what other people do as well.
I'm trying to figure out how to build real estate companies again. That's what I'm trying to do. Hey, do me a favor. If you get time, I'll send you, my email's bill@conradteam. I can find your email. I'll just send you an email. And do me a favor. If you're going to talk to your friend, if you consider talking to Jonathan Denwood, just to see what he has to say. He's playing around with stuff. And I'm sort of curious to compare notes too. And let's meet. I'll buy. I know you work a lot. Have to buy a cup of coffee. How come you're not out with a client right now? It's Saturday.
Well, last night was my wife's birthday, and she has today off as well. She's a nurse, so she's going back tomorrow. So today we've just been hanging out.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate it, and I do want to meet you sometime. I'm impressed. You're one of the guys, and I didn't expect to get you today. You're one of the guys saying, "Well, how's he doing? What he's doing in 3 years? You have like 20 transactions in the last 12 months, right?"
Yeah. I was very blessed. I think last year was around 24 with a little over.
So you're the guy. You're the guy I want to look at. The people been in business for 3 years. If you don't mind, about how old are you? I'm 58.
I'm 29.
So you're an early millennium, and you're tearing it up.
Yeah.
Now, are you doing a lot of stuff? Are you doing a lot of stuff online, or is it traditional where you're doing postcards, face to face, knocking on doors?
Still, there's so much of me just making sure I'm getting my warm lot. I do open houses and I connect with my warm market. That's pretty much it. And and this year's very bizarre because I had 5 or 6 buyers I was working with that all of a sudden decided to drop out, just because of either finances or I'm assuming tax reasons or something like that. So it's hard because I started off with a number of sales I was going to have this year going into it. Now that's gone. Now I have to find a way to replace it. So it's just knocking my warm market again.
So you're going back to your warm market, you're saying?
Yeah, my sphere.
How big of an email list you have? We had a big discussion today in the show. By the way, we do a podcast about real estate. I'd love to bring you on if you're welcome. You're welcome if you want to come on.
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I would love to do that, Bill.
Because I want to interview people like you who are like 29 years old, knocking out of the park.
I appreciate that. I really do. Basically, I have a very bare bones CRM I use, and it's just called my calendar. Every single time I have something important on there, I put it on my calendar, and I put something to remind me in 2 weeks to connect with them again. So my calendar is completely full, and whenever I'm driving, I just sort of see like over my notifications for that day and just make those calls. And if I need to, I send a letter that day.
Right.
I have to send letters to people. Yeah.
So you're doing all the basics. Do you do many postcards, like around listings?
No, I haven't. I haven't even explored that side of it yet because I've thought about it. Every time I have a sale, I think about saying, Dan Pittman bringing buyers to your area.
Well, how about your listing presentation? How do you get them to close, if you don't mind?
You know what? I don't have very many listings. Those are all warm market and referrals. And so I go in, Dale Lawrence taught his listing presentation, and his sales philosophy aligns very closely with mine. So I just go in there and do that, and so far it's worked out extremely well. But like I said, those are all warm leads typically.
Well, I've met Dale Lawrence. He's definitely has a lot of experience in real estate. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Sit down and talk to him. And I don't think he's really going on some of the new technologies though. And I wonder. I question a lot of the new technologies. FYI, I even question Zillow, like we're looking at now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah. I guess ancillary tools might not be. I don't know. I haven't heard him discuss ancillary tools too much. As much as I just align well with his sales through education. Like I'm gonna sit here and educate you, and throughout this process, you're gonna learn that my knowledge and my relationship with you is what you want, and that's pretty much how I sell myself.
What is that ancillary tool? Hey, we're definitely have you on. I'll have you on with Jonathan. You'll be crazy. So, what's ancillary tools?
That sounds great, Bill.
What's ancillary tools?
Oh, ancillary, like supporting tools, things like that.
Okay, it's not a company. Okay.
No. Ancillary, just like like a supporting company or tools or things like that. I just don't know. Beyond Zillow and Movado and all those sites or whatever other tools you have, I just do the basic stuff. Every single time I get a listing, I call the top 20 buyers agents and tell them, hey, this is here's my new listing that's coming on with new buyers. I just do a ton of legwork first, and then I just treat them like a best friend for the first 2 months, and then I have a really good follow-up routine. So
interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, let's talk. We'll get you on the show if you don't mind. I'll send you a link.
Oh no, Bill, I'd love to do that. I really would. And then if you ever listen to, since you're a podcast guy, if you ever listen to this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I listened to who was it? Matt Altucher, James Altucher. He's got a good podcast, and so does Jesse. Let me find him real quick. Let me just
have you ever listened to Water Cooler?
No, I will listen to it though if you say it's good.
Well, I don't know. They're not Curator. Look at Curator, a company called Curator. They're knocking it out of the park. They're expensive, but some of the agents that Karen has known over the years, really top producers, are using Curator. Curator. And be careful though. When you sign up, they're expensive. Don't sign up. Just look at them. I love to compare notes with stuff. That stuff works, but you're definitely at 29. You're making it work. What made you go into? Well, one last question. What made you use Zillow? Buy into Zillow? Did somebody talk to you, or did you just do it?
You know what? My friend is an investor down in Phoenix, and one of his best friends is a top sales guy, and he went into real estate. I think he's up in Utah, and he pays a ton of money every month, but to Zillow, and for some reason in Utah it's working out. He's closing like 12 transactions every month. So I said, well, and then I used to get leads from other.
That's a huge amount of money.
I used to get leads from some other agents. They didn't want some of the Zillow leads, or there were too many of them. So they'd roll them over to me, and I had a good, because not some agents are good at converting them, but I was able to convert them. And so I was like, you know what? Apparently this is a system that is working for me. Yeah. So yeah.
Find out what works.
Door knocking does not work for me. I know that doesn't work.
My wife door knocks still. We're in the 50s, and she'll go out and door knock 5, 5, and 10. 5 on both sides, 10 across.
Yeah, 5, 5, and 10s. Yeah, are great. Yeah, I'll door knock before an open house and stuff.
Yeah.
But just going through, I've tried door knocking in my neighborhood.
That's
I
hard.
don't like having to put up with, you know, gosh, an austere persona. As soon as that, you're always met with someone that's sort of austere, like, oh, what are you doing here?
Well, and how do you get? You got Zillow. How do you get your lead generation? You got Zillow, and you don't door knock. You don't mail. It's
yeah, I do Zillow and open houses. Open houses, I got
really because open houses used to be the worst thing to do. I mean, we've done them forever, but
yeah, I know they're real bad, but I'm normally pretty good about getting them.
Do you prep the open house?
Yeah.
What do you do to prep it?
I do a lot of different things. I do a lot of I make sure that all my open house stuff is where it should be in the paper. I do stuff online through Facebook.
Oh, you're using Facebook? Are you buying ads?
Yeah, I do, but I don't do it to try to get people there. I do it to remind my friends that this is what I do.
So you put it on your personal Facebook site, basically, and your business page?
Nope. I try to keep my personal completely separate because I don't want to overwhelm people. I just try to put out one thing a week that's of value, and maybe like once a celebration picture with people's houses every time they get them. So
yeah,
I try to. I just like to be. I was taught in the sales thing from one of my top buddies. He did extremely well flipping homes and investing, and he talks about being pleasantly persistent. So that's always my goal is how scarce can I be while still being relevant?
It's Dan Pittman, right? I just flipped off the site. I got to look at a second. I was on incognito, and I just went to my non-incognito, and we have 5 mutual friends, I think. Is that you with Is that you with your wife?
Yep.
You got a picture of some.
I want to say it's my gosh, let me see.
I'm looking though. That looks like the Virgin Islands or somewhere down in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, we went down to St. Lucia.
St. Lucia. Yeah. Well, there you are. I'm looking at you. So you're open.
Yeah. So if you go to Dan Pittman Chase International, that brings you to my business page.
I'm trying to goof Dan Pittman Chase. Let me see if that brings it up. You go to get the broker. I'm on your. I think I'm on your business page here. Yeah, it's your business page. I just put Dan Pittman Chase, and I came to your page. Interesting. People. So that's you got the sold, and you got 12 likes too. People are actually coming by your page, which is good.
Yeah, and then like I said, you'll see there's not too much posted. Maybe like one thing a week, 2 at the most. But so I'm just trying to be scarce and relevant.
And that's you talking. There's a video. I like the video. The self.
Yeah,
that's good. I like that.
One of those things that people like to watch for a few seconds, and it's enough.
Yeah.
I feel like if I start doing that enough, I'm going to get enough relevance online, or people will recognize, like, oh, there's another thing from Dan. So that's just a way to keep my name in front of everyone. And if they want to watch it, they can. If not, they've got the information about the house right there on the post.
Yeah, this is just for your warm farm. Basically, it's coming by for the most part, and you still have it on the sites. You know what? Talk to some of these guys, but you could all this stuff you have, you could tie it into a really simple blog. You don't have to go fancy on your WordPress site.
Oh, I've been working on it with a lender here. We're about to launch something here in about a week.
I'm looking for a lender for my. Is it a lender helping you on your Zillow site?
Yes, I do have a lender helping me on my Zillow site.
I'm looking for somebody. Go ahead.
I have to ask if they're okay with me giving their name away on that because.
No, I'm not asking for your lender though, but I'm just saying I'm looking for Karen. I need to find more folks. She's got an open house tomorrow, by the way. It's the house I checked on.
What? Which one?
She's got the one why is it not Wycliffe? Westcliff. Yeah, the one you called on. By the way, I did this different times experimenting. You're the only person who called back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it came up once with her name. I just didn't know. It doesn't tell you before you put the name in who's it's going to shoot it to.
No, it doesn't. And so like that's, and then you have to go through this whole thing about telling them, because everyone thinks you're getting a hold of the listing agent, and it's never that case. But as you know, if you got a hold of You have this whole song and dance to keep them on the line once they realize that you're not the listing agent.
You know, we interviewed this one agent on our podcast who, well, he interviews other agents, but basically this top producer, he's 2 different cities and he's a broker. And what he does, he just sits by his computer all day, spends lots of money and gets all the leads coming in and talks to him. And he's a really good conversion guy, and then gets one of his buyer's agents or listing agents out to him. That's all he does. And he takes 50%.
I've been looking at that model, in which I'm trying to see if I can get my production up so I can buy more stuff and see how much more I can convert.
I'm going to turn off the recording right now because we've been